Welcome into the Vitality Handbook. My name is Yao A. Owusu Jr., your resident Vitality consultant. I have Nicholas Lopez Jr. to my left. He's looking sharp. Even sharper. Mr. Dre, you see him. Andre Bibbs Jr., the alien. We are the Vitality Handbook. Come on in. We love you. Come on in. We're going to talk about sleep. Season 3, that is what we're focusing on. Just having that conversation on wellness, how to keep you vital, where does sleep fall in line with keeping us vital, keeping us well, our well-being. How does that play a role?
Helps us be awake.
Okay, sleep helps you be awake.
Like,
expand, please.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand. But just in case, our viewers.
It's as simple as that. Are you really awake? Like, are you awake? Just because you sleep doesn't mean you actually wake up.
So you're staying asleep when you're awake.
Yeah, you heard the term, they're sleeping on me.
Okay.
So this basically means that they're incoherent sometimes.
Zombie status. So people are walking around like zombies. They're not really awake. They're running off of the subconscious?
That's a possibility. When I said that statement, it's a possibility that some people are sleeping and not necessarily actually waking up. Or people are awake, but because of bad sleep, it's like it's a chicken and an egg. It's like, are you not awake because you didn't sleep? Or are you not sleeping right because you're not really awake? It's like a chicken and an egg thing.
Okay, I see. I can definitely vibe with that. Dre, so when we talk about sleep on this wellness journey that we see us every week posting on, right? Giving them this information.
Work.
Why? Yeah, working. Making us look good. I know he's making us look good. Why should we focus on sleep?
I'm gonna just go with a one word, awareness. Things should help. Better sleep helps you become more aware, more alert. So what you said, Nick, it kind of falls in line with what you said. What was that again?
People could be awake, but not really awake.
Damn, there was another line in there. We'll figure it out somewhere. There was another line in there, but yeah, actually, yes. Yes, that's the line. Exactly, that align with awareness. People are awake, but not really awake.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
100%.
Yeah. Anything you want to expand on that? Like,
yeah, I think what you're saying is correct. You could be sleepwalking. You could still be asleep because you didn't really go to sleep, right? So your body is just halfway in, halfway out. You see these zombies. That's why I said zombies.
Yep.
Right? People that are running off of their subconsciousness, not off of their consciousness, because you have to be conscious to be able to be aware. And you can't have that consciousness if you never rest yourself through subconscious and conscious dreaming and all this other stuff that we talked about, rapid eye movement. So I definitely want to expand on that. People going through their day scrolling, doing the humdrum thing, I think those people are still kind of asleep. They're running off their subconscious programming, whatever the news is telling you. Be afraid of this, be sick of this, worry about this person at TikTok, worry about this person in Russia, because you're not really aware of your own consciousness, you are now running off of whatever program that you allow yourself to be on. I think sleep plays a huge role to kind of reprogram or reboot your system. So it's like having a laptop off and you never really restart or shut it down. You plug it in and you think that it's all good, but after a while, that whole system's gonna shut off because you never really shut that thing down. You never really restarted. I think going to sleep can be seen as one of those things where all the crap that's happening through that day, you need to now rejuvenate or restore what you have done. How you ate, how you worked out, how you didn't work out, you went to work all day, played with your kids, you didn't play with your kids, you stayed at home playing Netflix. You got to rejuvenate from just sitting there, staring at a screen. You think that you're relaxing during the weekend, but you're not. There's no substitution for sleep.
so that's why, like you said about the laptop, right? And it all this is fire. Once y'all see the episode, you'll see how it all connects. With the laptop, when you say you just put it on sleep, right? So that's the reason why when you need to rejuvenate, repower, they tell you to unplug or power it down for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, then they tell you to power it back on.
100%.
so it can function properly,
100%.
right? Better, faster, and whatever else comes with that.
100%. I love where this is going. So if we're talking about we need to shut down, restart, reboot, all of those things of getting back to greatness or getting back to where you were before, getting back to now, how can sleep help us move forward, progress? I need to catch up on sleep so I can feel better. All right. Instead of having that mindset, I need to catch up on sleep, how can I get into a sleep routine so I don't need to play catch up? So I am aware as much as possible. Right? So if someone's saying, I need to work out now because I got out of shape. So now I need to work out. It's like, no, you need to continue to train yourself so you never get deconditioned. You watched the last episode, we talked about conditioning and decondition. So I'm talking about conditioning your body to learn how to be a great sleeper. Is this something that can happen? Can someone eat a certain way? Could someone use a certain environment to help them? Can someone rewire themselves to have good sleep hygiene is what I want to ask. Or genetically, I'm not a good sleeper. My dad wasn't a good sleeper. My mom wasn't a good sleeper. No one in my family sleeps well. I come from a family of artists that just all the time, or a family of killers, whatever it is this something you can kind of change into it? Because some people might give up. I don't know. Some people might, you know what? Sleep is just always terrible. I'm going to have to take some type of medication for it. I'm going to have sleep apnea because I'm big. There's nothing I can do. So I want to kind of explore that. Can your sleep be improved? Can you have better sleep? And if so, what are some of the factors or things that we can tell our people, our community, our audience, that could help them reach that good hygiene of sleep?
That was great.
Yeah, that's a two-part question.
Yes, it is two parts. I want us to really break this down. I want us to really break this down.
In the first part, I would problem solve real time, right? Sleep allows us to, like, if you think about working reverse engineering, right? With sleep, when we think about the situation of a sleep deprivation.
Got it.
Right, with sleep deprivation comes the brain's ability or the body's like energy availability. So it's either, you can define it as your body's availability, or your body's brain power, however you want to look at it. Either your capacity, your ability, or your brain power. Sleep deprivation will reduce those two.
Okay.
So you can look at it from those two. So I'm working backwards, right? So that's a fact. Okay, that's a law, right? That's a universal law that we're governed by as humans to this date, right?
In this realm of consciousness, everyone has to adhere to that.
Or else sleep deprivation, which reduces your ability, or if another language works for you, or reduces your brain's ability to process things.
Okay.
And what I wanted to bring up is, if sleep deprivation reduces your ability to process things, for example, reduces your ability to process emotions. And in earlier episodes, we spoke about how emotions are a key partner in the decisions that you make. So think about, like, let's problem solve together, right? Someone's sleep deprived, their ability to process things like emotions have reduced. But now, in a sleep deprived state, they now need to gain control of their emotions, in a sense, to actually build these frameworks or these new patterns, this reprogrammed state.
Anything they're getting in, they're not really sticking to it.
To sleep better. So how can someone sleep better when they have to be able to manage their emotions throughout the day to still set themselves up for reprogramming? It's kind of like the programming of sleep deprivation is actually reducing your chances to get sleep, to get better sleep, to have the motivation or the willpower and discipline.
When you're sleep deprived.
So if that's the case, if someone is disadvantaged, if someone is already put in a position where the probability of failure is more increased, what can this person do, right? Let's just say we're talking now to someone who's sleep deprived. Like, how are they going to be able to have that emotional regulation throughout the entire day to still set themselves up for reprogramming their sleep pattern? That's actually something I want to ask both of you, and then I definitely want to go back into the progress part.
Drugs. Drugs, sleep aids, caffeine, cocaine, anything that's gonna stimulate you to keep you awake.
Yeah, either stimulate or to make relax.
Yeah, dull you of the pain.
Yeah.
So you can induce sleep. So if you have not slept and you have to work that day, you can't go back to sleep. You got to work. So you need something to give you an upper to stimulate you. And because that stimulation is blocking your real tiredness, like coffee, or then when it's time for you to go to sleep,
you need a downer.
You have insomnia. You can't sleep. Now you need another drug to bring you down. Then you're playing this game. So you can be alive, but you're not really living. Something else is keeping you in that state. Uppers and downers and uppers and downers and uppers and downers and uppers and downers and uppers and downers. But you're still feeling the negative effect. So you're still going to have all the negative effects that you talk about, but you have perception that you really see someone when you're like, yo, man, you bags in your eyes like, bro, you need to sleep. No, I'm good, bro. No, I'm good. What do you mean? I can do push-ups. Like, when you get into that state, now this is what we've been talking about.
It's getting dangerous in a sense.
Now this is what we're talking about. Now you're in survival mode. It's going to be flight, freeze, or fight. And if you don't have the sense or the awareness of what you need to do, emotions, an assailant coming after you, big guy, and you're like, you should know this is not your fight. You need a flight. So you're not regulating that. And then all of a sudden, yap.
I was going to say danger. It becomes dangerous.
Danger zone. Or you see someone pull, hey man, you got it? No problem, brother. No, I'm juiced up. Yeah. Okay, pop. So there's a lot of situations that can happen if you can regulate or manage your emotions, like we said before. And if you have the awareness of, I'm in this state. And because we're on so many drugs, not even just cocaine, drugs of, boom, oh, excuse me, I didn't see you there. Oh, I was supposed to do something. I was just on here for 30 minutes. No, you weren't. You were on here for 30 hours straight. 30 hours straight. So those are also drugs. Anything that's going to take you away from your authentic conscious self, that stimulation is going to be no good. It's going to be a danger zone. So yeah, that's what I got to say about that. It's like, really, you got to be aware. And that's the piggyback off from before, right? Awareness to me is everything. Are you aware that your sleep is terrible? Are you aware that you need to improve your sleep? Are you aware of what you need to do to improve your sleep? So unless you have this level of awareness for all these pillars, since that awareness comes from assessments. So I would say, okay, we know sleep deprivation is going to help. We know what Dre says, you got to have that awareness. How can one find out how bad their sleep is? What would someone have to do? Or did you want to expand on the second question?
Yeah.
You want to expand on the second question? Okay, I'll save that. I'll save that for Jim. So the second question that you rose.
The second part of your question.
Second part of my question. Sorry, did you want to expand on that?
You mentioned progress, and basically progress is part of the second question.
Yes.
And I know how the question you just asked kind of leads into that. My question is, I actually had progress on my mind today too. And the type of progress I had was, where do we envision sleep culture being like 50 years from now, 20 years from now, right? If we're leaders in the space, we should also have the visionary ability to be able to think about these things. And in reference to the second part of your question, you asked about progress and thinking about the future. Everything that you mentioned is coming from the culture of, there's a human need somewhere. There's a human need inside us somewhere, right? Where we've been conditioned, or maybe it's already exists inside us, where we use basically modern medicine got away with being able to say, I can fix this in less than a second. Because it just takes a pill and some water, swallow it in water. That's like 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. If you think about how things have led into what you mentioned, the type of drug and stimulants now that are artificial, right? In a different way. So it's a different type of artificial. Mm-hmm. The drugs were already artificial. Now it's a different type of artificial. So we see now that's also providing a stimulant in that 5-second window in the same way that a drug can. So when we think about progress, if that's an innate human receptor that we have as humans to seek a solution quickly, especially in times of survival. If you start having mirages if you're in the desert, if you're and you haven't had any water in like a week, you start seeing things. So it's like ingrained in us, even in survival mode, to start craving a quick solution as soon as possible. So how does that tie in with where do you guys think the future of sleep stimulants, or what type of stimulants can we be aware of or can think of that are going to help reverse that effect of being overstimulated? Because you can only bring down a stimulant, like one stimulant to another stimulant, even if it's something that's more holistic or more homeopathic in a sense. What are your go-to stimulants now to bring down that, I guess, sense of fight or flight or survival mode?
Naturally.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a stimulant, right? And then where do you see the culture in the future as far as how to create sleep progress, how to reprogram sleep with quote unquote stimulants, even if they are what you have envisioned, even if it's a practice, even if it's who knows? I'm
So
just
more on
curious
the
what your
natural,
idea is.
yeah. So I mean, I would say more on the natural side, because everything is going to be a stimulator reactor. So you're correct. But on the natural side, obviously everything we're talking about, right? So you can curtail your sleep with what you eat, how you supplement, what you think about, brain dumps, not going to bed with trauma, not going to bed angry. Those things are going to help that. You can control it with relaxation, meditation, massage, stretching, be more aware of your body, where your injury is. And then obviously with exercise, right? So exercise is going to help your entire system glue it together. So if we look at those 5 pillars as different pieces to the puzzle, I would say exercise kind of glues it together, right? Sleeps help rejuvenate the whole thing. Mindset helps you think about consciously, like he said, like Dre said, everything's about awareness. So if you're aware that I'm taking this upper and I need to come back down, but I'm aware that my nutrition's off, I can use my nutrition to help bring me back down. If I'm aware that my hip is hurting because I haven't stretched in the last month, then I can use that stimulant to help bring down that vicious cycle of sleep, using artificial stimulants to help you go to sleep, using artificial stimulants to help you wake up. Right? So it's all about being aware of the system and then knowing what part of that system we think is the 5 pillars, what part of that system can help that particular pillar in sleep. So that will be my answer every time. If your sleep sucks and you're like at your wit's end, I can't do it, I can't sleep, I'm insomnia, I'm gonna start taking drugs. Wait, breathe. Like we've been talking about the last couple episodes, breathe, take a breath, be aware of your breath, be aware of yourself, and then think. Have I just gotten in a fight? Am I stressed at work? What's doing that? Okay, how do I get out of that? What can I do to get out of that mentally? Have I eaten a big bowl of pasta with beet sauce and 2 burgers and a beer? Okay, maybe that's why. Maybe that's what's stopping that cycle from me relaxing and not being stimulated from all of those drugs, right? Have I stretched in the last week? So my body is so excited from all the new workouts I'm doing. Now I can't go to sleep. That happens sometimes with clients because you're so excited. You need to learn how to relax and bring yourself down naturally. You can do that through stretching. Then obviously, if you're not exercising, you don't have a regulator of your cardiovascular system, your muscular system, your involuntary heartbeat. Like there's so many systems that are not being taxed when you don't work out, so they don't work properly for the rest of the day when you need to sleep. So I would say that's what it's a long approach and it's kind of the cheat code, but that's what I would use. I would use other parts of the pillars to stimulate myself, to bring me down or up, to make sure I can manage the sleep.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that was great. I would say, what do you envision the future of sleep culture in like 20 years from now?
20 years from now.
30,
sleep,
50.
50. It's kind of hard. You can envision it. You can see the change, but some things don't change. So that's just being realistic. Some things don't change. Some things is you're gonna have your people. I'm gonna do my upper and I'm gonna do my downer, right? Then you're going to have some things that change because I want to say, if we keep on, being consistent with these episodes, it's going to take years. We're going to be the change. We might don't get the credit for it. They might not say, oh, I heard this from Nick. I heard this from Yao. I heard this from Dre. So that's okay. But at least we know that those views say where you got it from once it start piling up. That's another one. Number two is it's more commercialized now, right? They're putting out more commercials on sleep and trying to push more natural ever since 19 came out, but that's because that's a money grab. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. We're being realistic and honest about it. We've been, once again, preaching this, been doing this, but it's business. So it is what it is, and I'm gonna end it off there. And I think people take drugs because of they're trying to control their anxiety. And I think that's where a lot of it stems from, anxiety, controlling the anxiety from the day, from the trauma, from whatever. It's really, if we're really speaking about anxiety is probably a number one killer, like up there. You know what I'm saying? Because anxiety is...
I would agree. It's fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anxiety leads to all those crazy emotions.
Oh, yeah.
Those things are happening. And if you sleep deprived, all that stuff connects.
Vicious cycle.
Like the web, like the spider web.
I love Spider-Man. I love
Spider-Man. You know what I'm talking about, right?
You're caught up in that web. Okay, so if you're caught up in that web of uppers and downers, and you're saying in the future, like someone say, okay, is there going to be no world hunger? No, people are going to be hungry.
Yep.
Get rid of poor. No, this is the dynamic of human beings. There's going to be leaders and there's going to be followers. There's going to be poor and there's going to be rich. This is how it is from the beginning of the time, even before we had currency and our energies was currency, right? There's always going to be a hierarchy. And I think the people that have the information and the people that are living it will attract people that want to get there. But you got to understand that some people didn't want to be in this life.
Yeah, 100%.
Some people don't want to be here for whatever trauma. We just have to keep on pushing what we're pushing, and hopefully this does catch up of being smart. It comes back. Of being educated comes back. Of wanting to help people comes back. Everybody's out there for themselves. Maybe this novel concept of wanting to actually do good for people and help humanity, everybody's not about that. Some people want to enslave humanity so they can win, so their family can win, so their business can win. Yeah. So you're going against capitalism, brother.
Yep.
Right? So it's going to be in the future, is capitalism rule the world as a whip? I want my organization to be better than yours and get everything, or use the capitalism of human nature, right? I'm doing this thing, we're just promoting this thing, want you to follow us so humanity can be better. Not because we just want a whole bunch of views. If there's 1 million views, that's 1 million different people seeing how humanity can be better. So who in there is going to win? And I think there's a balance of probabilities. If it's been so bad for so long, then all of a sudden the scales have to tip. I'm in that order. I think the universe is like that, right? If something happens, then opposite reaction has to happen. So we've been going so bad and the world's ending. I just think we have more exposure to the world that's always been. I believe that we're actually in one of the best times in the world to be in.
I agree.
One of the best times. Why? Because we can turn on a camera, have some lights. You look like this, you look like this, I look like this, and we can preach to whoever's watching, and we can get out to the masses, and we're doing it for no cost. Well, cost of our time, cost of our energy, but we're doing it of no monetary cost for you. You can consume this complimentary. So I think if we keep on pushing this out, like you said, it might take weeks, might take months, this content will be proven to be where the world needs to be if we are the change. We keep on saying we're changing, you watch us, you change. That's always going to be dynamic. But I think that there's the cause of saying there will be no hunger, there will be no poor, there will be no sick. No. It's always going, in my opinion, there's always going to be the haves and the have-nots. Maybe we can make the have-nots be so large, but I think that's the balance of probabilities. The world will shift because it's going one way.
Honestly, that was a great statement. I think it's good to summarize from there.
Okay.
I heard all this and I'm like, what's going to break through all that? Like, what's going to break through all that noise and actually create sleep? I was thinking about stimulants in my mind. I was like, if we had the pill, then we had the screen. If we had the pill as a drug, then the screen as a drug. What are some things that haven't been tapped into, like you said? And honestly, I think for anybody, even if they're in a sleep-deprived state right now and their ability to process things is down right now, they can't even understand.
Yeah.
They can't even do a mental journaling of what happened earlier in the day. Honestly, damn, this might be a product, but we have to start. We have to think about what type of smells. Honestly, boom. So you tap into the primal brain through the olfactory system. What type of smells? Boom. We just donate. We go out, donate a bunch of. I don't know. I think lavender is supposedly really good. But if we do we put a little little discussion together on what type of smells actually will help with sleep deprivation. Little essential, little incense stick. That's cheap. You could actually donate that. You could scale that. Rich people are gonna love it. This one end of the class is gonna love it because they need sleep. People who can't lower
Economic.
Disenfranchised classes or other type of classes that don't have that education in America or abroad, the smell is a universal thing that can reprogram. That's one of the things that can reprogram. So,
yeah, I mean, I love that. I think reprogramming from any of the 6 senses. So what smells, what tastes, right? Water. How's the water system? Right? Water is information. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Water is information. Does everybody know that? Water is information. When you eat food, food doesn't know what to do until that water, when you break it down, goes to there. Transfer it here. You're plasma. You're going to the mitochondria. Water is information. That's why you say, oh, is there any intelligent life on this planet? Where's the water? Water is information. That's why we have 75% or 70%, or maybe you guys have 60, but to get that percentage up of your being based on water. Why is that? Because we're giving information all through the void. That's how it works. So I love that with the smell thing. I think that'll probably be the most efficient way to do it.
Yeah.
Taste the water, so much more control. I would say with the smell, another sense that can help is your sight. Stop scrolling.
That's true. Yeah.
Stop scrolling. Blue lights. Stop. Get it out. Get it out. Stop. Get it out. Get it out. This is a simple thing you can do. Shut it off. How Dre said episodes ago. All right. 10 o'clock. So I want to watch. It's shut off time. Bob. Daddy's talking. That's it. Simple. So I think the power of smells for sure. Powers of all senses. But I would say the power of a smell and sight. Right? Man, it's hard because even hearing what you listen to.
That may be a season 4. Yeah, the 6 senses in each pillar. I mean, that might be.
I like
which one? We have to do some studies. We might have to hire that research assistant.
I like that. Oh, so fellas, let's hit him with a gem. Let's hit him with a gem. All right. We talked a lot about sleep deprivation, awareness, all types of uppers and downers. We gave you a little snippet of what we would focus on, talking about universal smells, how that can help you and elicit certain responses. Give them the one thing that they can go away with today and start today to help them on the journey, whether it's go research this, go read this book, go go drink more water, whatever that is, to help them in the access of finding better sleep hygiene in whatever state they're in. Poor, rich, unaware, zombies, whatever.
Search up the best smells for sleep and make that investment.
I like
and
that.
incense is like 99 cents now.
Yeah, I think that so it's funny that you say that. So like I said before, they're going to promote what sells as far as like drugs and stuff like that. They're going to do certain things that they have their hands in. I'm curious about, because at Vitamin Shop, GNC, those little shops, they always have it there, and they always have it. You go to a couple clothing stores, they always have it somewhere in the section, but it's ducked off in the section.
What?
Somewhere, so it's not the smells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's you go in there, it's ducked off. It's not in the front window.
You sure? I've never seen it.
Bro, I go.
No, in GNC and Vitamin Shop they have it for sure. Yeah,
vitamin. Yeah,
never
GNC
seen it.
Vitamin Shop. They
Oh,
say,
yeah.
and they have it on. You
Yeah,
walk in,
they
you're
have
like,
it.
damn, that smell good.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but it's in there.
Yeah.
So
they
that's
have
the stuff
sleep
that
aids,
they
they have all
don't.
types of stuff. They
That's what
have
I'm
a lot of
saying.
stuff.
They don't.
They don't
The thing
promote
is that's not promoted.
It's not promoted.
Right? It's not promoted as
Yeah.
if you get better sleep, you have better recovery.
They gotta
you
sell
can function
these-
better.
they
They
gotta
don't
sell
sell those
these
things.
subs.
It's just sitting there. You know what I mean? It's just like sitting there. So once again, I'm big on y'all understand about marketing now. Like y'all really understand that it's about marketing it. Really. You know what I'm saying? Putting it out there, exposing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you put a big stamp, a name, put Gucci on it, that should sell for $500. Sell out. It'll sell out.
So you get for 99-cent store
Something
in
you get
Harlem.
for-
Cementis in Harlem. You sell them 500.
That we just
And
talking.
actually, that's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up on that next episode.
Yeah, pick up the next episode.
All right, fellas. So Dre, hit him with the.
So the gym is basically, if you want better sleep, the solution is shut down, right? That's it. Shut down, or create a shutdown system, right? So shut down, go to sleep, but create the shutdown system, right?
Okay.
The smells, turn your phone off, turn your TV off, get in the bed. That's the shutdown system right
Like
there,
that.
right? That's it. Create a shutdown system to go to sleep. And when you shut down, just like a laptop, like we said before, when you pull a plug out or you shut it down, hold the button down, they actually that reboot so it can perform better. So what do you
100%.
do when you get into real good sleep? You wake up and you perform better. Just function and perform as a better human being.
Ooh, I like it. So he got the shutdown theory. We got to coin that.
Word.
Just get some
You got-
smells to elicit good things for you. Nick, you can tell
Right.
he likes to smell it. Ocean waves, I'm hating a little bit.
I'm hating, man.
I'm hating a
I'm
little bit.
hating.
Ocean waves. But I'm going to stick to brand identity every single time. Be aware. Be aware of how your sleep is. Wake up in the morning, don't take that stimulant. See how you feel. Try to go to bed without taking that stimulant. See how you feel. Now you are aware. Now you can't run away from it. You are aware and awake or sleep still that is your state, and then do what they said.
Yo, they're going to have to go to rehab.
And then
They get some
and then-
drugs.
Hey,
They gonna be like this, cold chills. I need it.
100%.
I
If
need
you
it.
are on stimulants,
Yeah.
100%. If
Your
you're on
body
stimulants
is
and you're gonna
withdrawing,
go cold turkey,
withdrawal.
and that's why I want that assessment so you can see how bad it is. I've had a client, and this will be after another episode. This is on Advil for 3 years every single day.
Dang.
Until I found out, and I was like, "You're stopping it for 1 day," and the response was amazing. Amazing in a bad way, meaning they just felt, I couldn't sleep. I said, so now you
Withdrawal.
see, this is called an addiction.
Yep.
This is called an addiction.
Hey, that Kanye West.
This is called an addiction. Advil, if you take Advil every day, you're addicted.
Facts.
Ma'am, sir, if you take Tylenol every day, this is not a supplement for health. That is a substance to block
That's
what you're
substance abuse.
supposed to, what you're supposed to
Substance abuse.
feel.
Yeah.
Substance abuse.
You should feel pain so you can go rest and sleep and
That's it.
massage.
That's the unifying message amongst all three of us is don't go through substance abuse. That's it.
And if you are going to do substance abuse, make sure that substance is good. So the abuse is getting some sleep. You're abusing yourself of getting some sleep. Abusing yourself of stretching. All right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. We are the Vitality Handbook. We'll see you next time. Let's get into it.
Great episode.
Eesh.